In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the intake manifold on this Volkswagen TDI Jetta wagon. This is going to be located on the front side of the engine. Let's get into it. Now we're going to pop the cover off, just grab underneath and just pull it straight up. It's just grommets holding that in. Pop this cover off. There's some tabs on the side here and here. Pop those out. And one in the front. Pull those off. You can grab this pipe here. Just pull up. Pull that out. And then down below, you're just going to grab it. And if you need to, you can use a straight blade screwdriver and just separate it from the airbox. You can separate it on the sides or just pull it pretty hard. It comes out. To take this airbox out, we're going to use a T25 socket. Take these two screws out on the sides here. Pull that out. And this one. That out. Slide that back out of the way. Disconnect the connector for the throttle body. Just push down on the tab. Slide that off out of the way. Now we're going to loosen up the clamp for the intake tube. Use a 7mm socket or a straight blade screwdriver. Loosen that up. Grab the tube, twist it back and forth a little. Might need a pick just to loosen this up a little. Underneath the vehicle, we're going to remove this shield. These back 3 screws, you're going to use a T30 socket for. Take those out. Then on the sides, you're going to switch to a T25 socket. Take these screws out. Same on the other side. This is going to come down, and there's a little tab right there. You can just get under there with a pocket screwdriver, straight blade screwdriver, and pull that out. More on the passenger side at the front of the engine, we're going to take this bolt out. This is that intake tube that goes to the throttle body. We want to be able to lower that down, so there's a bracket right here with a bolt. Use a T30 socket, just go above the belt. Take this bolt out. All right, that's loose. Now that is a caged bolt, so it's gonna stay with the bracket. That's okay. And the next bolt is really hard to see, but if you follow the pipe up, it's gonna be on the inboard side. You're gonna use the same T30 socket. Just gonna use a longer extension with a swivel. Makes it a little easier. There we go. Loosen that up. And again, this is going to be caged as well. So it's just going to stay with the pipe. Now we're going to be able to push the pipe down. We'll get that from up top. Just grab this pipe and push it down. That's good. That can sit right there, out of the way. And use a 10mm socket. We'll take this bolt out. This is for the dipstick. It's okay. That broke. Hopefully yours does not break. And then just separate the dipstick tube. On the throttle body, there is some bolts going up. You want to take those out. I'm going to use a T30 socket. take those bolts out. It's gonna be, you're gonna have to feel around for the other ones. Just move the pipe over if you need to access it. One right here. Pull that out. And there's one more on the side here. There we go. Just move the tube out of the way. There we go. That bolt is extra long. It goes through both the throttle body and the EGR valve. Slide that off. It's looking good. Now we're going to take this exhaust tube off. Use a M10 triple square socket. Take these bolts out. That off. Just so the gasket doesn't fall, I'm just going to take it off. Just going to use a straight blade screwdriver. Just peel that off. That's good. I'm going to take this screw out and the other screw. It's a little bit tight in here, so I'm going to use a smaller bit, but we're going to use a T30. It's just a bit with a ratchet. Take these bolts out. Pull that out. And the other one, you can just use the regular ratchet with the T30 socket. There's plenty of room there. Take that off. Just grab the EGR, just push it down a little bit. Get it past this pipe. And we'll disconnect the connector. Just push down on the tab. Pull the connector off. It comes right out. We're going to remove the airbox. This hose going in here, take that out. Just pop that off. Move that out of the way. You can pop this off the retainer. Disconnect the connector for the mass airflow sensor. Just push on the tab while you pull it up. We're going to move this clamp, use some pliers. Just move it out of the way. And you can take that hose off right there. There's a hose down below as well. You just pop that off. It's not clamped on or anything. We're using a T30 socket. Take this bolt, loosen that up, take that out. It's actually going to stay with the airbox. You would grab the airbox and just pull upwards. It's just some rubber grommets holding it in. And there's a hose right here. You just got to get that hose past the light. Just take that out. And disconnect the connector right here. This is the actuator for the intake runner. Just push down, slide that off. I'm going to have to pull that harness up a little bit. Get that out of the way. Using a T30 socket, take these bolts out. Tip this back a little bit. You can see there's a spring, and you're going to see the lever right here. We're going to pop that lever off. Just going to use a straight blade screwdriver or prying tool. pry that off, just like that. And then you have the spring. Spring, I'm just going to use a magnet. Just take the spring off. There's the spring. So with this out, I'll show you how this goes. This is where the spring's going to go on the inside, and then this side's going to go right there. So when you go back together, you're going to have to attach that first before you put this in. We're going to pull the glow plug connectors up. I'm just using some hose pliers. Just get on there, twist it back and forth while you pull it up a little bit. Just do that for all of them. There we go. Just pull this harness up a little. To get a little more slack on the harness, we're going to disconnect the fuel pressure sensor. So just push down on the tab, disconnect that, and then the injectors as well. Push down on the tab, disconnect those. Just make it easier, give you a little more room. And there's another sensor on this side. We'll just disconnect that as well. Let's move that out of the way. This fuel rail is in the way, so we're just going to take that out as well. Use a 10mm socket. Take this nut off. And using a T30 socket, take these bolts out. This coolant tube's in the way. Take this out. Same T30 socket. Over here. Pull that back. Just raise that up a little bit. Flip that out of the way. And pull that out. Now I'll take these bolts out for the high pressure fuel line. Use a T30 socket. Take those out. You can flip that retainer up. And now start taking some of the intake bolts out. You're going to use a T30 socket. Okay, that's loose. Just leave that in there. And just go around, loosen these up. Pull those out. Now to get the ones in the back, we're just going to use a driver that has the Torx end on it. You can use a T30, or if it's a little easier, use a T27 so you can get the angle. Or if you have a swivel on the end of a Torx, that would work as well. These bolts are not going to be that tight, so it's not that bad to try to take these off. And they're just going to stay in the intake. This one in the corner is a little bit tricky because of this sensor over here, but it's not impossible. All right, those are all loose. Grab the intake, rock it up and down. And we can tip this forward. To make it easier, I'll just pull the bolts out. They'll come straight up with this tipped forward. The ones on the end are going to be a little trickier. Now you could try to fish this out right now, wiggle it out, but it's going to be a little bit easier if you take this line off. These are the return lines for the fuel system. We're just going to pop those off and just put a rag underneath here. Move this hose clamp. And using some hose pliers, just wiggle this back and forth. Put that over just so I don't get any in the face. Just a little drip, not too bad. Do the same with this one. Just use hose pliers, pull that off. I'll just bungee that out of the way. Now I'll just take the wiring harness. And we can fold that out of the way. Make it easier. Grab the intake, slide it up. I'm just going to move that. You can pull that off just to get a little more clearance. And it comes right out. And just to prevent some of the dirt from getting in there, I'm just going to use a vacuum, just vacuum some of this up. That's good. And I'm just going to use a razor blade. You can use a scraper. Just scrape up some of the debris, the gasket material. You can use a rag and some brake parts cleaner as well. Just be careful, you don't want to gouge the surface if you're using a razor blade, and don't drop anything into the intake ports. Right, that's good. So, brake parts cleaner, and just wipe it off. All right, that looks good. Take the intake. It has the gasket on there already, so that's good. I'm just going to slip it in place. It's going to go like that, but before we do that, we're going to put the bolts in. All right, get the bolts started, at least the ones in the back. That's all the bolts in the back. Get those lined up. And you can start threading those in, make it a little easier. Those are all started. We'll get the front ones. And before you put this bolt in, you're going to have to put this bracket on that goes around the fuel line, because the bolt is going to go through that bracket. Just get that lined up there and put that bolt in there. All right, they're all started, so we're going to snug these down. And when you're tightening these down, you want to start from the center and work your way outward. Just go diagonal. There's no specific sequence, but just as start from the center and work outward. right, those are all snug. Now we're going to torque them. Now starting in the middle, working your way outward, we're going to torque these down to 70 inch-pounds. Back ones are going to be a little tricky. Do the best you can. There you go. And just go back and forth. And that one's going to be tricky. And just snug that one down. Now take this harness and we're just going to get past this bracket over here. Try to keep it out of the way. I'm going to put that actuator in there. I'm going to take this spring off the lever right here, just push. We've got a new spring. Hook that on, just like that. And then this is going to be a little bit tricky. Just want to get this lined up. Get the spring hooked on first, just like that. Then that little lever, pull this out. That's going to attach to that ball end. There we go. And just carefully push that on. There we go. That's on. Make sure the spring's still on. That looks good. Get that lined up in place. And we have some new bolts. Use those, get those started. Tighten these bolts down. There is a little bit of spring tension on this, so I'm just going to have to work the bolts slowly. All right, tighten these all down. Now you're going to torque these to 70 inch-pounds. That's good. Now I'll take the bungee cord off the wiring harness. We can get this lined up. Connect the connector for the actuator. And this fuel line is going to go underneath the wires. Just like that. Get this lined up. Now there's a bracket that goes right there. We're going to take that off the old one. Just use a 10mm socket. Take this bracket off. Take that stud out. It's going to go right there. That lined up. Snug that down. And you can see that bracket's going to line up there. That's good. Hook these hoses up. Push those on. Move that clamp. Good. Push that on the stud. Take the glow plug connectors, get those lined up, and just push those in place. Might have to move them around a little bit just to find the right spot. There we go. And nut's gonna go there. Tighten that down. Snug that down. I'm gonna take these screws, get these started for the fuel line. That one as well, and one over here. And tighten this one down. And just snug that, that's good. And connect the connectors. That one there. This one here. Those are all connected. Glow plugs are all connected. That's good. And take the coolant hose. It's going to go across. Get these bolts started. Move that hose out of your way. Snug that down and snug this down. Take the airbox. This tube is going to go below the headlight. Just fish that in there. Get this lined up. Put that intake tube on and the lower one as well. Get this lined up. Just push it down on the grommets. Get that bolt started. And snug that down. And move this clamp over. Get that lined up. That's good. Take the wiring harness and this hose. Push that in place. All right, push that down. Take the EGR valve. You want to take the old gasket off. You can just use a straight blade screwdriver or a pick. Pull that off. Clean up that area if it's dirty. Use a little brake parts cleaner and a rag. Take the new gasket. Get that lined up. All right, push that in place. Take the EGR valve. Just gonna slide it in place. Get it past the dipstick tube. And while we're here, we're gonna connect the connector. Just reach down there before you attach the bolts. Just make it a little easier. Just because it's kind of tight in there, I'm just gonna use some pliers. I'm gonna use needle nose pliers, or these are hose pliers. And just get the connector lined up. Lock that in place. That's good. Get these two bolts started. Now tighten these down. Alright, snug that down. If you can get a torque wrench in here, you want to torque these bolts to 70 inch-pounds. Do the best you can. This one I'm just going to snug up. That's good. Take the new gasket for the exhaust. Get that started. Get the top one on. There you go. Then we'll tighten that down. Snug those down. Torque these to 14 foot-pounds. That's good. Now before you put the throttle body on, just take the seal. You want to remove that. You use a pick or a straight blade screwdriver. And just peel that off. pull that off. I'll just take a rag, some brake parts cleaner, just clean this area out where the seal's gonna go. All right, that's good, nice and clean. Take the new seal, get that lined up, and push that in place. Now just take a rag and some brake parts cleaner and just clean the surface underneath the EGR valve. If it's real bad, you can use a scraper or a razor blade. I'll take the throttle body, get this lined up. There's a bracket. This bracket, you're trying to get it in between the bracket. All right, there we go. Take the bolts, get the bolts started. There's a shorter one here and another shorter one back here. And then there's a really long one in the back because it goes through the EGR valve as well. And this one goes in the back. So just move that pipe out of the way. Get that bolt started. Those are all started. You can snug those down. Snug that down. And the last one. All right, snug that up. If you can fit a torque wrench in there, you want to torque those bolts to 70 inch-pounds. It's a little bit tricky, especially for that back one. Do the best you can. It's good. And take the bolt. Get that started for the dipstick tube. And snug that down. Now connect the hose. Just pull that up. Now tighten that down. And tighten down the hose clamp. Snug that down. And take the connector, line that up. Lock down the connector. And take this airbox, get this lined up, take the screws, get those started. Snug these down. Put this tube in place, get that attached to the airbox down below. You want to push that in, and then get this lined up. That looks good right there. Take this cover, just clip it in place. Take the cover, line that up, push it down in place. Now you want to get this pipe lined up, get the screws in the right position. It's a little bit hard to see. Just get this screw started. We're not going to tighten it down completely yet. And after you get that other one started, you want to get this lined up and get this one started. Once they're both started, you can tighten them down. Snug that down. I'll snug this one down. All right, that's good. All right, take this shield, get this lined up. Flip it in place. There you go. good. Get the screws started. Get all the other screws started before you tighten them down. And tighten these down.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.